Hi everyone, welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. I am Nicole. I'm so grateful to have you here with me today. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much for all of your love, support. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for all of you. Thank you all so much. I really do love and appreciate all of you, all of your love, support, likes, comments, subscribing. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here, to be of service, to help you on your journey. This is healing for you. It's healing for me. Thank you all for being a part of this community of change and helping us all to become our best version and helping the collective in the process. So today's message, it's a lot going on right now in the collective. It's a huge shift happening, and, we're moving into, of course, a new year soon with 2022 upon us. But, it's just a huge shift happening. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of dark energy out there. And it's so important right now to really get to know yourself. Okay? Really get the truth of who you are and own it, take accountability, and move forward and act accordingly. It is so important right now. I'm going to do a little channel message in a minute, but before I get to that channel message, let's get to the piles. We have pile 1. So this reading is going to be the truth of your soul's truth. So pile 1, this is a random card pull, and this is 32, and that's rhinoceros, moderation. Okay, and then we have the number 8 here, sea turtle, stability. This is for pile 2. And pile 3, we have tiger, and we have will, and that's 34. So pile 1, 2, and 3 timestamps will be linked below. Thank you all so much. I'm going to get into a channel message. If not, I will see you in your reading. Thank you again, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi everyone. So thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. So there's a lot of horrible things happening within the collective right now, within the world. Almost like unspeakable things, tragic events, okay? And that's that dark energy trying to take over, trying to win. So it's so important for you to really get to know who you are. Really get to know who you are. Who are you here? And not only get to know yourself, but do people know who you are? Really owning who you are. Taking accountability for who you are. And being truthful and honest. Being your authentic self. Being who you were meant to be is so important in these times, because I'm telling you right now, we're in spiritual warfare. I don't always talk about that on this channel. These are things I'm going to be moving into in future videos. Okay, this is just like we're all preparing for these kind of conversations right now, because our consciousness has to be at a certain point to really be able to digest this information. If you've been watching my channel, you know I could go deep. But I'm going to be going deeper, and that's why I'm changing the direction of the videos on this channel. I had to take some videos off, and I had to make some changes because it's time. It's time. Spirit told me it's time. Got to kick it up a notch. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. It's time for you to get to know yourself, and to really, you can know yourself all day, but now it's time for you to own it. Own it and show the world the real you, and not feel ashamed about it. Know that you're protected. Know that it's time, that you're being guided to do this. We have so many things going on right now in the collective, and we're getting to this place where we're getting uncomfortable. If you are not really living in your true authentic light, you are a divine being. This is not just for some people. This is not, I don't want this to feel like, oh, just some people are a divine being. No, everyone is a divine being. It's time for you to tap into your power. And that's why readings like this, the truth of who your soul what your soul is, who you are, the truth, the essence of you. This is so important because this will help you get to know yourself. Because when it resonates, that's a light code, that's an activation. You're activating. But now, after that activation, it's integration and application. Okay, how are you integrating? How is this integrating? How's this information downloading and processing within your body? You know, your physical body, this avatar, this shell. And then how are you applying it? Because the application is a part of helping humanity and the world. That's what we're meant to do. Doesn't matter how we do it. We're here to add value with divine intention and to help others. Help to guide others to the light so they can choose the light over the dark. The dark thinks it may be winning, but it's not. Don't get caught up in a rabbit hole of things that can take your energy away from you as well. Because we can start getting in a rabbit hole when we start reading and learning things and we start going down darker energies, because everything's energy. So when you're taking in some of these things, you know, that's energetic. You know, it's energy. So keep those things in mind. I don't want to feel like I'm all over the place right now because I'm just downloading a lot. I'm hearing a lot right now. And I just really want to say that it's time. If you've been holding back, I feel like a lot of you have been letting fear trap you, letting public opinion trap you, letting forces that are really not yours. You're absorbing things that are not of you. You are divine. And when you're absorbing that negativity, that darkness, you start to take that on and you start to believe it. And you believe the stories and you believe what you hear and you feel like that's you. But you're not that. You're not that. No one, I firmly believe no one is inherently evil. I truly believe that. I truly believe we are all of the light. Of course, we have our own darkness within, but we are all of the light. So choose the light. One time I heard when things got dark for me. And again, I'm going to be sharing more of this in other videos. Because I have darkness too. I've done some messed up things. Some things I'm not proud of. But my team told me, they were like, Nicole, don't be afraid to cut the light on. And it's a choice. Choose yourself. Get to know yourself. Choose yourself. Choose the light. And when you choose the light, it flows. Don't even think about, what am I supposed to be doing to help humanity? It will come. You just have to make the choice. You just have to choose the light. Choose the light. Choose your path. Choose your purpose. Once you do that, everything else will flow and everything will make sense. And you will feel so whole and complete. You will take back your power and have the building blocks to success. And you will feel so amazing, so good. That darkness will never let you feel this good. It won't. And trust me, I've been there. I've been to hell and back. I don't know how many times. Again, I'm going to be talking about that in upcoming videos because Spirit is saying they're ready now. It's time because we're in spiritual warfare. So the way you fight this battle is here. This is where it starts. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Don't worry about what their path. No, it starts here. You. This is your journey. This is your life. It's your time. Get to know yourself. Once you get to know yourself, love it. Love even the darkest parts of you. You know, the darkest parts of me taught me so many lessons and helped me to come to a greater understanding of love, compassion, and acceptance. And that's what this journey is about. So we're going to get into your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I'm proud of you for showing up for yourself. So let's get into it. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So I hope you're well. We're going to get right into it, Pile 1. So we have here rhinoceros, moderation, and 32. So 32, that reduces to the number 5. 5 is about higher learning, transition, transformation. It's like that midpoint of a journey. You could be life path number 5. You could be in this place of awakening right now, going through a huge awakening, a huge shift, shifting to the next leg of your journey, shifting to the next part of what you are here to do, what you are meant to do. I'm also hearing again, moderation is going to be a big lesson for you this lifetime. Doing things in balance, doing things in harmony, like harmony, peace, and balance. Those are going to be major lessons for you. And it's again like the building blocks, okay? The building blocks to success, the building blocks to ultimate happiness. The rhinoceros here, and especially with this fire here, you know, you may have like a very fiery, passionate, like a lot of passion. I'm feeling though that this is like buried deep within. You may be in the dark night of the soul right now. You may be again going through a huge awakening, a huge shift. You may be feeling like the things that once gave you happiness and once made you feel good, those things no longer make you feel good. Nothing's really making you happy anymore. Nothing's really making you feel alive. You may be feeling very like you don't have this zest for life, but you do have a passion for life, but you're trying to find that right now. I'm kind of getting that energy. You may be just on the soul searching journey right now. Again, like an energy of transformation, like a huge shift. I keep hearing huge shift, you know, like the music you once enjoyed, it's not clicking for you like it used to. The food or the people, you know, the things that you were doing used to feel just like it gave you a lot of fulfillment, but now those things do not give you fulfillment. You may be in this place of like reading a lot right now and learning and trying to connect the dots in life, okay? All right, so let's get to it, Pile 1. That's really powerful. You have a lot of power, Pile 1. You are like the silent, it's almost just like that silent strength. It's like you're a powerhouse and you don't know it. It's like people don't see you coming. You know, because when we think about the rhinoceros has like a lot of power, right? It has a lot of strength, power, but you know, you don't think about the rhinoceros as like the king of the jungle, or you don't think about the rhinoceros as like, of course you look at the rhino like that's an animal you don't want to mess with. But I feel like the rhino, you know, what we know about the rhinos is like, you don't see them coming. It's almost like they're to themselves. They just kind of do their own thing. But then when they get rattled, like, you better watch out. Like, when you poke them and try to hurt them, they're not messing around. They're going to come for you. I kind of feel like that may be, you just kind of have that kind of energy that, like, people don't see you coming, but when you come through, it's like, woof. Like, geesh. You know, it's like, we can't mess around with Pile 1. Pile 1's not messing around. Okay, Pile 1, the truth of your soul. Let's get to it. What is the truth within your soul? What do you need to know? Okay, patience, 14. And that's like the temperance card here. And that also reduces to 5. So again, there is a huge transformation here that's happening. You may be going through a huge awakening. Like, things may be really making sense to you right now, but you may be feeling like everything makes sense and nothing makes sense at the same time. Okay, we have the star in reverse. And that's 17, which reduces to 8. Again, you have a lot of strength, a lot of courage. But I feel like, again, it's buried within. Okay, page of air. That being caught up in your head, caught up in the mind space. Okay, caught in thoughts and stories that are not true. Okay, 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Love, number 6. And Queen of Wands in reverse. Wow. This is really powerful, Pile 1. Let's get into this. Wow. Getting a lot of downloads. Messenger of Water. So that's Page of Cups. Okay. And look at the seahorse. I don't know. You have a lot of animal spirit guides here. Okay, it's a lot of animal spirit guides here for you. So yeah, the animal spirit guides, you know, you got the rhinoceros, you have the lion, you have the seahorse here. The ocean is really prominent. Okay, Padawan, it's time to wake up. Okay, and I'm saying that in such a loving, gentle way because you're amazing. You're so powerful. Oh my God, like I feel your energy. I feel your power. I don't know if you can see this. Like, you're so powerful. You are literally blocking your power. You have to dig within and find the strength. You have to be courageous and bold. The truth of your soul, you are meant to come here to fuck it up. Okay? That's the only way I could put this. I don't want to curse, but I have to say it like that because I want you to get it. Like, you are so powerful. And not only are you powerful just within your soul, you are used to being in prominent positions. Your soul is used to being a leader. Your soul is used to being in charge. You may have had issues with abuse of power. You may have abused your power in the past, like your divine power, your divine energy, and your gifts. You may have used that for ill intentions, you know, self-serving type intentions, like basically you you know, you did things with your own agenda for you. You didn't do things to help other people. You didn't do things to help humanity. It was all about you. It was all about serving your needs and your interests. Okay, very self-serving behaviors here. And your soul is still holding on to that. And this is what I was saying. If you missed in that channeled message, I really encourage you to go back, because in the channeled message, this is about loving those dark parts. Within all of us, we have the light and the dark. Okay, we have both. The shadow, that's what they call the shadow, the dark side of us. Okay, we all have it. It's all within. But it's about bringing those parts of ourselves to the light and owning it. Taking accountability, like, you know what? I did used to do things that were manipulative or could be like deceptive. But I'm not that person anymore. I now know that was wrong. I should not have done that. And then you forgive yourself and forgive the whole circumstance. Maybe there's other people involved, whatever, however the situation was for you. Because this could be this lifetime and past lives as well. It all starts mixing in. What I've learned in my journey, the things that are reflective in our physical reality now are all things that have happened in past lives as well. It's all happening right now. It's all going on right now. Okay, it's just in different spaces, time, and dimension. Okay, but it's all happening, different timelines. It's all happening right now. So someone needs to hear that, because I do feel a strong abuse of power. And I feel like that's pushing you away from really owning your power, because you may be afraid of it. You may be afraid of getting power drunk or power hungry or going to the dark side with your power. No, it's time to change the narrative. It's time to step into your power and use it for good. And I want you to do that by getting to really know yourself. And, you know, again, owning it, saying, you know what, I did do some effed up stuff in the past, but I'm not that person anymore. I've learned like it was wrong. I learned the lessons. I shouldn't have done that. But you're going to have to forgive yourself, because I'm holding on. I'm feeling very like a tightness in my chest, that there's a lot of guilt and shame attached to that. And understandably so. Again, I've had those issues too. I can relate to this. But you cannot continue to let those stories loop and loop and loop in your mind. Those are things from the past, and now we're moving into the present and the future. And you are literally blocking your light and blocking your power, which you could be using for good, which will redeem those darker energies that you experienced in the past. And now you're showing transformation and redemption. And you're meant to be that example to others. You're meant to be on a public platform. You are a star. You are a star. Listen, Spirit and your team, they're coming through like, baby, shine. We want you to shine. Like, we want you to shine that light. Because it's going to help so many people just by you shining your beautiful light. You are meant to light the world up. Like, dead ass. Look at this. Regardless of gender. I am feeling for some of you that there may be like a gender issue here. I don't know. I'm feeling like an identity issue. And again, this is connected to some past life energy. Like you may be uncomfortable in your body, or you may be uncomfortable with your gender, or you may, the way you see yourself in the mirror, like other people don't see you like that, or you see something, it's like a distorted energy here around your image. You don't feel good enough, or you don't feel, it's something about body acceptance here that needs to go on. Like you really need to focus on body acceptance and like telling yourself you love yourself. Like even writing a list of like, what do you love about your body? You know, what do you love? What do you love? You know, really writing it down or telling you, looking in the mirror naked and say, I love this. I love this, because spirit wants you to know you're in that body for a reason. Okay, there were no mistakes when you were made. You may not like your height, or you may not like your size. It's some body issues here for some of you, and that's going to be a part of owning who you are. Now, you are meant to be in this body. You know, you may look at yourself and you may feel like you should be like, let's just say, for example, you're like a petite woman. Okay, let's just say you're like 5'1" and you're like 110 pounds. You may look at yourself in the mirror and you may feel like you see a 6'3", 250-pound person. Okay, you may look at yourself like you should be like a giant, but you're like petite. You know, and this is again a part of that acceptance and owning it. Like, you know what? My physical reality, this go around, this life journey, this is what I am. And you know what? I'm going to be this petite person that packs a big punch. And I'm going to be a powerhouse in this little petite body. This is about owning it. Really taking like ownership. Like, you know what? I'm amazing. I am petite, but don't mess with me. Don't count me out. Like, own it. You know, and this is what you're meant to do, and you are meant to shine. You have to come out of the headspace. There's a lot of like energy within your head that you keep looping these negative thoughts and negative stories. You're this, you're never going to be that, you're never going to move forward, you're always going to be caught up, and you know, you're not meant to have this great life, and you did this before, so you should be punished, and you know, all these things that are really holding you back. You know, I really want you to start paying attention to your inner dialogue, because this is a part of the story that's really holding you back from your truth. You're letting a lot of lies loop around in your mind, in your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. These lies are constantly ruminating and looping over and over and over again, and it's blocking you from the truth. Yeah, again, there's some things that you may not be proud of that's within the truth of who you are. But that's about, again, healing that. Healing it. And a part of healing it is owning it. Being honest with yourself. Again, I did this. You may even need to write a letter to yourself. You may need to write a list of like things that you regret or like you feel ashamed about, and then you burn it. You're going to have to really be honest with yourself. Honesty is very important because it's going to bring you to that balanced place. Because right now, I'm feeling for many of you, you feel very unbalanced. There's an imbalance here. You could even have like some mental health issues where, and I'm not saying that you have like a mental illness. I'm not saying that at all. But when I say mental health issues, you may be having like polarity, like it's up, 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 and then it's down, down, down. You know, you may be going through that as well, because again, this balance is moderation. Balance is going to be important. And I see the number 8. You know, stability, 4 represents stability as well. Finding that harmony within. Some of you may even be a Leo, I don't know. But it's about you coming out of your head and trusting your soul. Your soul wants to guide you. And that's your intuition. Your soul is like, let me guide you. Let me show you. Let me help you shine your light. Let's cut the light on. Let's come out of the dark. Let's turn the lights on. It's time. Like, choose the light. Let your soul guide you. Let your intuition guide you. Let spirit guide you, because I feel like you've been doing a lot of these, you know, these thoughts in your mind, and that's been doing, like, the ego has been controlling things, and it's done you a disservice. And now, instead of just like feeling regretful about that, it's no need to regret it. It's just time to cut the light on and move differently now. That's it. That's all you have to do. Free yourself. There doesn't need to be this long situation. Of course, every single day, you do it, it would get easier. That's the more you heal it. But for some of you, I feel like you have in your mind, like, it's too late for me. It's too late to start again. It's too late for me to do this. It's never too late. It's never too late. And this is the kind of mindset that you're going to have to move into. It's never too late to become your best version. It's never too late to show up for yourself. It's never too late to choose the light, to walk in your path and walk in your destiny, and to have divine intention. It's never too late. You are stronger than you know. You are so strong. Okay, let's get some more cards out. But all the stories that you've been telling yourself, it's time to change your narrative. Your team is like, change the narrative over your life. It's never too late. Stop saying that. The time is now. The time for change is now. Like I said, with that 32, with the 5 here, some of you may be at the midpoint. It's almost like a tipping point I'm feeling. Are you going to go back this way, or are you going to go forward? And your team is like, change the narrative, move forward. The time is now. It's time for change. Okay, let's get to it. Let's see what else. I hold purity and high esteem. I communicate with compassion. I speak with sincerity. Wow. Okay, that's really powerful here. Okay, and we also have secrets links number 2. Bison ritual 35. And that reduces to number 8. And then hyena, fear. Look at this. Wow. 38. I can't make this up. And 38 reduces to the number 11 or the number 2. This is what I was saying. Okay, this is, focus that. Okay, this is exactly what I was just saying. The tipping point. You see this? Fear. Is fear going to keep you trapped and keep you in the barren and the desert where there's just no abundance, it's dark? Or are you going to turn the light on and you're going to go toward abundance? You're going to go toward birthing a new life, a new narrative over your life, a new journey with abundance, with fulfillment, with love, okay? Which way are you going to go? The time is now. I'm hearing for many of you, you need to hear the time is now, because you've been, I guess, kind of like, I'm hearing BSing. I don't know. This is like a straight no chaser reading today. And so, well, I mean, really all my readings are, but I don't know. Your team is kind of coming through a little harder today, Pile 1. And you notice how I keep saying your team. Usually I say spirit, but your team, your ancestors and your spirit guides especially, they're like, look, you need this kick in the butt. You need to hear it raw. You need to hear it straight. It's time. No more of this going on and in your head. It's time to make a choice. And we did see, I feel like it was like some type of choice. I think it was a 2 of Pentacles or something like that. And that typically represents a decision. So you may struggle with indecision, and your team is like, the path is clear. You just got to cut the light on and move forward and change the narrative. It's time for you to change this narrative. It's time for you to, be honest and really, are you going to choose fear, or are you going to choose the light? Are you going to choose the light or darkness? So let's start up here. Many of you have a gift with your communication, with your throat chakra, and I'm hearing your hands. You may be like a speaker or writer or storyteller or something like that, or you just have a strong gift with that. And so part of your journey and the truth that you need to know is you need to speak with compassion and sincerity. That's part of your gift. You are naturally very compassionate, whether you realize this or not. I'm feeling like for some of you, you may not know these things about yourself. So that's why this reading is important, to bring these things on the forefront. You have a huge heart. You have the ability to speak to people to change their lives. Okay? You have the ability to do that. But it's going to take with you being compassionate and sincere with yourself. Because the only way you're able to really speak to others in that way and be authentic about it is if you're giving yourself that same type of level of compassion and sincerity and mercy and grace. Are you being graceful with yourself? I feel like there's a lot of negative inner talk, a lot of fear, a lot of you're not good enough, you'll never be good enough, you're not this. These are things that you're going to have to stop, because it's doing nothing but keeping you trapped, and it's keeping your light on lockdown. It's keeping that light off. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember I kept saying, cut the light on? You got the lights turned off with all of that negative self-talk. The light can't come on. You can't shine like you're supposed to. Let that sink in. So you have a gift with that, and you're meant to do that. You have a very powerful throat chakra. Here, for many of you, it's your third eye, throat chakra, and your heart chakra. Okay? Very powerful here. When you speak, people listen. You don't recognize your gift. That's part of your gift. That's part of what you're here to do. So start speaking to yourself that way. Start telling yourself you love yourself. Start telling yourself, you know what? When you look in the mirror, you should be like, people, listen. You really need to be like, this is really a gift. Looking at yourself in the mirror. And see, we've been programmed to think that when we say things like that, now we're being arrogant. Now we're being self-centered. No, we are supposed to have that level of love for ourselves. That's not true. And these are the stories, again, that you've been telling yourself. You need to look in the mirror and say, thank you, God, for this gift. I mean, honestly, like, you know what? I mean, I just look this good. Like, I mean, I'm just this amazing. Because you are nothing but a manifestation of God's consciousness. Okay? And if that's not, I mean, again, let that sink in. If that's not divine, I don't know what is. That's why I said we are all divine. This is not just like 1 out of every 10 people are divine. No, everyone is divine. So cut your light on. I hold purity in high esteem. You're very pure at heart. And here we are again with these spirit animals here. So we have the dove here. So that represents peace. That represents purity. Your favorite color may be white, I don't know, or green. This is about, for me, this is, again, when you do things like that, when you hold purity and have that divine intention, that automatically aligns you. That puts you into alignment. When you hold these things in high regard, peace, harmony, balance. Do you feel inner peace? Do you feel peace within? Do you know what that means? Do you know what it feels like? And if you do, you need to write it down. Because for some of you, I feel like the writing is really going to help with your mind. It's something there. It's a connection with the writing in your mind. Very powerful here. So if you know what peace feels like, you need to write it down. If you don't know what peace feels like, I want you to write down what do you think that means? What does that look like for you? What does it feel like? And a lot of times we always think it has to be this big grandiose situation, and it's not. I'm telling you, the other night I was in my bed and I was just like sitting in my bed watching something on TV, and I just took a bath. I just felt so good, just so clean, so safe, so warm. And that was peace. Like, that was peace. And some people may look at it like, well, that's not a big deal. You weren't doing this or you weren't doing that. But you know what? That's peace for me. So it's going to look different for all of you, but it's time to really discover what does that look like for you. Now let's talk about secrets here. Some of you, again, it's this fear. You may have secrets. You may have a past. Everyone has a past. I want to just be clear about that. Everyone has done things that they're not proud of. This is the game of life. This video game that we're in of earth and life, the school that we come to learn. That's what this is about. It's about doing things that you're not proud of, because you got to learn those lessons, okay? You got to learn, again, integrate, activate. So you need to know that you're protected. Your secrets are safe. I heard that very clearly. Your secrets are safe. But I'm going to put this here. This is like a caveat, and I just want to make this clear because your team coming through loud and clear, like, say this, Nicole, let them know. Pile 1, your secrets are safe. However, if you are not walking in your light, if you are not walking in your divinity, this is when some of the things will come out. This is a very firm, clear warning here. You are protected, but you need to walk in your light. The more you do that, you're in your purpose, you're walking in your divinity, the more protected you are. Your team is saying they can't protect you if you're still in the dark, if you're still not doing what you're supposed to do, you're still not following what you're being told to do. So that is a clear warning to you, like, hey, you are protected at all costs. Your team, like, they got you. Whether you realize this or not, they really got you. But you have to do your part. It's a two-way street, they're saying. Both have to do the parts. The more you do, the more they will do. But you are protected. But these secrets need to come to the light for you. Okay? You don't need to tell anyone. Or, that's your journey, whatever, however that applies to you. But you need to be honest about your secrets to yourself. Because it's holding, for many of you, your secrets have you trapped. Just look at this image. You see the links that's holding like this globe figure. And the woman is here with a mask on. And she's just trapped inside of a bubble. Your secrets are keeping you trapped. For some of you, you may be feeling like, the secrets that you had, I don't know, that if basically you feel like a fraud, or you feel like, again, like the things you did in the past or whatever, like if people found out, they would be like, oh, this person's fake, they're not real. And your team is saying you're protected, but you have to know you're protected, and you have to be honest about your secrets and hold yourself accountable. Accountability is big for this pile. Okay, and then we have ritual bison. So bison is important here. There it goes again. And now we have that indigenous type image. So you may have ancestors who are indigenous, a lot of tribal energy I'm feeling. Your ancestors, for many of you, your ancestors do work on you at night. They stand over you. They pray over you. They're seeding the light. They're using their hands to charge you up. You have a lot of dark energy around you for many of you. I just want to say that. There's a lot of darkness there. And your ancestors are charging you up at night. You may love drums. You may love to listen to drums. Listen to drums, listen to those type of beats, because that really helps you to connect with your ancestors. Okay. And also, again, with that blue, again, that throat chakra. For many of you, your throat chakra is being upgraded. Your throat chakra, Your throat chakra is being upgraded so you can be more on your journey and be more authentic with yourself. Because you got to be authentic with yourself. And so your ancestors are really working hard. They're really if you have a drum, play the drum. I don't know. It's something very important with the drum here that really connects. And that's a part of a ritual. For some of you, you need to show some gratitude. You need to do something to honor your ancestors. Okay, so let's get some more cards out. Let's find out what else we need to know. Your soul's truth here. Pile. This is pile 1. Okay. Health. Scribe or writer. See, this is what I was just saying. Wow. Galactic. What else do you need to know? Okay, we have prostitute. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Wow, this is really intense. We have thief. Sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. And guide. Represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Okay, this is really powerful. Pile 1, this is not going to apply for everyone. But I have to speak on this because I'm really feeling it here. There's a strong energy of selling your soul. Or maybe you feel like you did compromise your soul. You compromise your divinity. You compromise who you were. And your ancestors and your spirit guides are coming through in spirit. Coming through very clearly and saying it's never too late. You may have done something in the past where you feel like you sacrificed who you were. You may have sacrificed your integrity or sacrificed your dignity for money or for some type of what you perceive to be a level up, what you perceive to be an advancement, okay? Even if it was something like it could have, it may, like for some of you, I'm hearing it's like a larger scale with like your career or something like that. But for some of you, it could have even been just like a situation in school. Like, let's just say, for example, these things happen and I have to say it because it's popping in my head, the example. Like, let's just say you were in college and basically you talk to your professor and your professor is basically like, if I take you out to dinner or we do some sexual favors, I'll give you a higher grade. And you went along with it. Okay? That's the type of stuff where you're going to have to be honest with yourself about it and forgive yourself. And know that because you did something like that, that does not dictate who you really are. That was just a lesson you had to learn. And it's something that you have to learn, that you have all the power within. And when you walk in that and you act accordingly, okay, you walk in that strength, you walk in your power, you walk in your divinity, and know that, hey, you will be guided. The light is guiding you, right? Let the light guide you. Let your soul guide you. You are a beautiful spirit, a beautiful energy, okay? So if those type of situations happen where you sacrifice your divinity to get something, in the material world, forgive yourself. It's okay. Your soul is so beautiful. It was just a lesson you had to learn, and now you know. But again, you have to forgive yourself. And that may be something you may be ashamed about. And so that's something you're going to have to write it down and burn it. Burn that shame away. So health. Okay, your soul wants you to know that. And again, I feel like this is, again, your identity also with this health. But health is going to be important for you. Moderation. It's important for you to take care of yourself. It's important. Self-care is important. It's important for you to love yourself, to love your physical body. You've had issues in past lives where you did not like your physical appearance. So you are going to have to love your physical appearance, whether you are short, whether you are tall, whether you may be feeling like you're overweight or whatever, the way your hair looks, the way your teeth, or I don't know, your feet, your nose. You're going to have to love and accept those things. The more you do it, the more whole and complete you will feel. And that energy will move within your physical body, because for some of you, you have energy trapped in certain places of your body, where it's like, even if you're like exercising a lot, like let's just say you have you feel like you have a stomach, like you feel like you want your stomach to be flatter, and you've been working hard, like you've seen some results, but not really. That's energy that's trapped. And by you letting go some of these things, these emotional baggage that you're carrying, shame and guilt and regret, when you let go of that, all of a sudden your stomach is going to go down, because that's energy that's trapped there. And it may not be your stomach, it could be your legs, whatever, okay? But I'm just using stomach because a lot of us carry that in our stomach. We carry that emotional baggage. It really can manifest physically in your stomach. So being conscious about your health is very important. Taking care of your body, that's very important. Your soul wants you to know that. Really moving your body, exercise, drinking your water, vitamins, eating healthy, doing things in moderation, not overdoing things. You are very gifted with writing. You are a scribe or a writer. Your communication, again, writing, speaking, is a superpower. It's your superpower, your gift. When you speak, people listen. When you write something, people read it. You are very important to humanity. You are a galactic being. Your soul originates from another star system in the galaxy. Although Earth is your home in this physical, lifetime right now, your physical reality, you may often feel like you don't fit in. And that's the point. You really don't. You're not of the earth. But that's part of the lesson. It's about learning how to, be of this world but not in it, or something like that. Okay? Basically, you are in this world, but you're not of the world. Everything like the material and all of that, how people are like obsessed with like luxury and obsessed with money and obsessed with this, and that's really not who you are. Come back to the essence of who you are. You are a light divine being. You are a guide. You are here to guide others. You are here to help others. You are here to share your story and to help others on their journey. People look up to you whether you realize this or not. You may even be the type of person people ask you for advice. People ask you your opinion. People want to know what you think. And they do that because they hold you in high regard. You are important. Your opinion, it really, for some of you, I'm hearing people look at you, like look at the clothes you wear and they want to wear what you wear. I'm hearing, the way you do your hair. People want to do their hair like the way you do it, or makeup. You set trends. People follow. You're not even, for some of you, you're not even really trying. You just kind of do what you want to do. But people are like, dang, I like that. And they want to do it too. Don't sacrifice your soul for money. And you have to remember that what you have within you can never be bought and can never be stolen. You have your own. When you really fill your cup up and water your garden and really love and accept yourself, what's within you and within your soul can never be compromised, can never be bought. That's your divinity. That's your integrity. That's your purity. Those things can't be sacrificed and they can't be compromised. And so you're going to also show people that you can survive and do well and have that strength without sacrificing who you really are, the divine being that you really are. You're going to show people that. I don't know how you're going to show it, but somehow you're going to show people that because you're meant to show people that. And the more you love that within yourself, like I said, you need to forgive yourself. There's stuff that you're really holding on to that's keeping you trapped. And it's about forgiving yourself. Okay, let's get your oracles out. Surrender your need to always be right. Surrender to joy. Surrender your addictions. Wow, live your joy. Look at that. There's 2 messages here about joy. Count your blessings. Look at that. And look at the writing again. You have powerful hands, pile 1. Powerful. Balance. This entire reading, I feel like, was just like repeating messages because these messages really needed to hit home. Your team is like, look, it's no more games. Where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? Why am I not there? What will it take for me to feel well? Wow, this is really powerful. Again, repeating messages here. What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Who am I ready to forgive? I'm going to start here. I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. It is time to let go, forgive, and move onward. Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. Who do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? This is really powerful. This is really, because really many of you, even though it feels like, that 5, let me get that card again. I got to reference, the teacher in me got to come back to the reference point. Many of you feel like, oh, walking into the light is going to be so hard. It's really not. I swear to you, it's not. It's about you. Like when those negative thoughts are going to keep coming up, you got to just put the kibosh on it. Like you got to just be like, bye. Like I'm not falling for it anymore. That's not true. You have to start saying this to yourself. Literally, all you need to do is forgive yourself and forgive others too. And walk into the light and look how beautiful it is compared to what you've been in. The desolate, barren, dark, and dry. Come on over to the beautiful energy. Come on over to the light. Let's leave the dark side and come over to abundance and birth some new creation here. So it's time to forgive. It's time to forgive yourself and other people. And, and it may be a lot of people. You may just need to go head on and just let it rip. Write. Just write it down. Like I said, writing is really important. That's going to be really important for your healing. Okay, so you may need to write some letters. Write a letter to this person. Doesn't mean you need to give it to them, but write a letter. You did this to me, and write down how it made you feel. How did it make you feel? Because this is, again, being honest with yourself. Those thoughts and feelings, I feel, are very, deep within. Okay, so, all right, let's get to these other messages here. Okay, so we have here balance. One of the main themes for your life, this life journey, is balance. Balance and moderation. Again, I feel like there's been some serious polarity issues here where you may have, again, your mental health may have felt very up 1 minute, then it goes down. You may, because we have surrender to addictions, you may have that type of personality where, and I mean, it's going to be different for many of you. It could be food, it could be alcohol, it could be work, it could be people pleasing. But I feel like, if you leave one area, like let's just say you slow down on working, then you're overeating. Okay, now you slow down on the food, now you're drinking more. Okay, now you slow down on drinking, and now you're like people pleasing. It's going to be different, and I feel like this is about you balancing out all of those areas. And when you do that, you gain your own strength and you take your power back, because there's a boundary issue here. You need to strengthen up some boundaries. You need to tighten up some boundaries. People may be taking advantage of you. People may still be kind of just having their way in their relationship with you. It's going to be different again, but you need to pay attention to your boundaries. When you're doing things for certain people, or you're giving, are you giving too much? Are you giving what you receive? Is it an equal balance of give and receive here? Really look at that, and don't let people guilt trip you, because people will guilt trip you all day because they're selfish, and, let me not say they're selfish, but they're self-serving in that moment, okay, because they want their way. So they don't care about you. They want their way. So they're going to do what it takes to get their way. It's almost like they're going to turn into a lawyer all of a sudden and try to win this case. But you're going to have to be the judge and say, hey, that doesn't work for me. And you don't need to apologize. It just doesn't work for me. I'm sorry. You can say I'm sorry. I've learned to stop saying sorry, because it's like, what am I really saying sorry for? So dig deeper with that. But you also need to really focus on your health. Okay, because and then that, it may not be your physical health for some of you. It could be your physical health, but it may be your mental health. That's all encompassing, okay? Your physical health and your mental health. What are you doing to take care of yourself? How can you feel well? And this is inside and outside. I'm going to read this. If my body could talk, it would say. So again, I feel like this is not just your physical health, because for some of you, you may be in tip-top shape. You may be in the most amazing shape ever, but your mental health, what would your mental body say? What would that say? Write that down. Count your blessings. So it's time to write a list of what you're grateful for. Write down that list of what you're grateful for, and start showing more gratitude, even if you just speak it throughout the day. I'm constantly like, thank you to this. Thank you to my team. Thank you. Start doing that. Start getting in the habit, because when you keep shifting back to gratitude, that takes you out of you're able to zoom out and have perspective. So surrender the need to be right. So for some of you, you may be rigid. You may be feeling like, you have to prove yourself. You have to prove that you're right. Sometimes you have to let that go and just let others feel like they're right, even if you know you're right. And I'm saying that because I'm talking from personal experience. I've had this happen many times where it's like, I really know I'm right, but I have to just let this go and let this person, talk, and they can have their moment. Okay, so, you really have to kind of get into that place. And that's about having that inner peace. Because sometimes when you want to prove that you're right, even though you are right, you may be right, you may not be, but you may really be right. But that's not the point. It's about having that peace and balance. Because I remember talking to someone, and it's like, again, I know I'm right. Like, I have every fact already lined up to prove my case and prove my point. But I'm going to let this person have their moment, because you know what? I don't feel like going back and forth with them. It's really not worth my energy. That's going to have to be the shift in perspective that you really have. Like, is this worth my energy? Is this worth me going through this whole mental you know, I mean, sometimes it could feel like mental exercise with this person. Do I really feel like it? No, I don't. So let me just let them have it. So that's kind of like the message that's coming through. So for some of you, again, surrender to joy, live your joy. Be who you are. The more authentic you are, the more joy that comes into your life. You know, look at this person. This person is, you know, shining their light, and they don't care. They don't care what other people are saying. They don't care what people think about them. They're just doing them. They're free. It's time for you to surrender to joy. Let joy in your life. Let fun times, fun, happiness, moments, let those things come into your life. So I really hope that helps, Pile One. Thank you so much for being here. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. And I just saw 222, which again, that represents to me that balance and harmony. But you look that up and see what message comes up for you. Please like the video. I'm proud of you for showing up for yourself. Please subscribe. Join the capital LOVE tribe. Comment below. Let me know how this resonated. And I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much. I hope you are well. Hope your day is going well. Okay, so let's get to it. Stability, sea turtle. So, and then we have the number 8. So that represents, of course, strength, balance, inner power here. We do have this water represented here with the ocean. You could be a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You don't have to be. But we also have the sea turtle here. And it's kind of just like I'm feeling like this, like, you know, some of you are really just waking up to your power. You may be feeling like you've been in a fog, or you may be feeling like you've just been asleep for so long, and now again you're going through a huge awakening. All of a sudden things are making sense that did not seem to make sense in the past. But for some of you, you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed with your emotions. You may be just feeling a bit like you don't know how to balance your emotions, or you're searching for stability. You're searching for calmer waters. You're searching for harmony and balance, okay? And let me see this. For some of you, I am hearing too, you may need a break. You may need a vacation. You may need to go near the water, spend some time near the water. I'm just also feeling like, I feel like you have some gifts and just like a lot of abilities that are just dormant, that are just asleep and is starting to wake up. But it's like, are you trusting it? You know, are you trusting what you're seeing? Are you trusting, you know, some of you have your eyes closed, okay? You don't want to wake up, or you may feel like awakening has been too difficult for you. You know, awakening is forcing you to change. It's forcing you to leave some habits behind, leave some people behind. And that may feel scary. Some of you may be feeling alone right now. I am getting a lonely energy. I'm sending you a lot of love right now. You're never alone. I just want to tell you that. I'm sending you so much love right now, because you are not alone, and you're never alone. And if you are feeling lonely, I want you to just know that this is a part of the learning and part of the lesson for stability, for you to come to this, because it's time to come into wholeness. It's time to come into a place of feeling, you know, complete and whole on your own. And that's going to bring you to that stability as well, where the water will be calm. I don't know. I'm hearing Hawaii. I don't know. Some of you may live in Hawaii, or you want to go to Hawaii, or you love Hawaii. So, and with this, you know, that water, I don't know, these cards are green. So some of you, you know, because Hawaii has that intense, like Maui is like the heart chakra of the world, you know, according to what I read. And Hawaii is just very higher vibrational. I mean, it just has like a vibration there that's just like no other place. So it's very high vibe. So I don't know. You may be having a heart chakra awakening too. Okay, Pile 2. Okay, so we have 3 of swords here, 3 of air. Yeah, some of you may be going through heart healing right now. That's the heartbreak card. Hanged Man. 12, and that reduces to number 3. So some of you may be feeling a bit like Again, you can't really see the perspective. You may just be like on pause. You don't really know what's going on. Tower, the tower in reverse. Some of you are avoiding a transformation here. Again, you're avoiding the change. You may be feeling like you're going to leave some people behind and you don't want to leave them behind, but you're tired of being sad. It's like a real sad, lonely energy here, and it's like you're tired of it. It's like a grief. This is Five of Pentacles here. It's a grieving energy here. It's this, I'm tired of being sad. I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in like emotional poverty. You may be feeling like there's some scarcity going on, or it could also be feeling like not even just like emotional poverty, but physical poverty as well. Maybe your money isn't where it should be. Messenger of Earth. So that's and I just saw 444. That's again, that's stability. This is Page of Pentacles, and then King of Fire. Okay, let's get to this. Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Okay, many of you are doing the healing work, but you still don't feel good. And that's part of this journey. So, regardless of gender here, you are the King of Wands. And you have a huge heart. And you have a lot of passion. But right now, it's time for heart healing. Okay, it's time for heart healing. It's time to take your power back. It's time to take the knives out of your heart and out of your soul, out of your back. So the truth of your soul. You have a huge heart, and you had to go through these lessons. Your soul wants you to know that these lessons, you had to go through these things. You had to go through feeling lonely. You had to go through feeling like the world is against you. You had to go through feeling emotionally in poverty. I'm hearing for some of you, you've been in a relationship for so many years and you feel like this person, you don't even feel a spark with them, but for some reason you can't leave, you can't let go. I'm hearing for some of you, people around you have been stabbing you in your back, and they've been hurting you, and they've been taking advantage of you, but you continue to allow them to do these things. And part of this is what I'm hearing is you don't feel good enough. You don't feel good enough to have better people around you, or maybe you feel like if you let these people go, you're scared of who's going to come in, or you're afraid to let people in. I'm getting like your soul wants you to know that you know how to be vulnerable. You know how to be vulnerable, as scary as it feels. As scary as it feels to be vulnerable, you know how to do it. But you have to be vulnerable with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. For some of you, I'm hearing you've been in like a 10-year relationship, okay? It's like a 10. 10 is really, because we have here again, 10 of Swords. It's a 10-year relationship here. And you still feel very alone. And this person is not meant to go to the next part of your journey. But you have to let this person go, and you have to know that this is a part of the soul's journey. You had to learn the lessons with this person. You had to go through the things with this person. And now it's time to move to the next phase. For some of you, you have to zoom out and see things from a higher perspective. Okay? It's time to see things from a different perspective. See the whole picture. Your soul wants you to know that it's time for you to zoom out and see the whole picture. For some of you, you are afraid of change. You are afraid of transformation. You are afraid. You don't know what that looks like. You don't know what that feels like. And your soul is saying it's because you're trying to control it, because you still don't feel safe. For some of you, you don't feel safe with yourself. There's an energy here of not feeling safe, or not feeling like you got that control part down pat. You know how to control. You got that going. But control, the need to control is rooted in to feel safe. And so there's some trauma that you have to deal with that you have not dealt with in order to be able to feel safe without being in control, with letting that control go. Following the higher power, following the soul's journey, releasing the need to control and feel safe in doing that. And yeah, it's going to feel a bit like, yeah, what's going to happen next? You're going to feel nervous. You're going to feel like, but you're going to have more power, more strength when you do it. But you have to allow it. You have to stop fighting the transformation. You have to stop fighting change. Many of you don't like change. And you don't like change because you're telling yourself the story that change, for some reason to you, change means something bad is going to happen, or it's a negative energy around change. And your soul wants you to know the truth is the people in your life need to go. Many of the people in your life need to go. I'm hearing for some of you, you cut off some people and then you let them come back in. Like maybe you cut them off last year or something like that. And then, you know, they weaseled themselves back into your life. And now it's time, like you see it from a higher perspective now. Now you could really see, okay, I let you back in, but you still are not giving me, they're not adding value to your life and your journey. They're showing up as page, pentacle, you know, page. That's not king, pentacle. I mean, that's not king energy. That's not emperor. That's not empress. That's page. That's basic. Okay? It's bare minimum. Okay? It's not even like, what do they say? That's saying it's nothing to write home about. It's not a big deal. Okay. Okay, you called me. Okay. I mean, like that's the energy that I'm getting. These people are showing up with like bare minimum type energy, and they think that they're doing the most, and you don't deserve that. And that's keeping you stuck with the heartbreak and the Five of Pentacles energy, feeling very alone, grieving, sad. Some of you, I'm hearing you cry a lot at night, and no one knows this. You know, you're feeling very overwhelmed with your emotions, and your soul wants you to know you've learned these lessons. Zoom out and see things from a higher perspective. For some of you, you need to go, like, you really need to look at every person in your life, every single person, and say, what does this person bring to the table? What do they give you? What do they provide? What are they, you know, because I'm hearing from many of you, you are very empathic. You are very giving and generous and kind. So you give a lot, but the people are not giving you what you give back. And so then this is not everyone that needs to go from your life, but for many of you, you are surrounded by a lot of people who need to go. And if they can't be removed, they need to be repurposed, because everyone can't be removed, right? Everyone can't, you know. But I'm here to tell you that when you start removing these things, your vibration goes up. And when your vibration starts to go up, because those vibrations are lower energies, somehow it just won't align. They won't be able to, when they were able to call you and get to you all the time, somehow you're just missing their call, or they don't pick up the phone, or you're just not going to talk to them as much. It's just not going to align because you're going to be on a higher frequency, and these people are going to be down here, and they're not going to be able to get up there. A lot of you, you know, these people are stealing from your energy. I don't know why. Like this is a lot different from Power One. This is like supposed to be like this, like the truth of your soul, but your soul really wants you to know this. Like, you have a huge heart and a huge, like a beautiful energy, and you have a lot of like leeches and vampires around you, and people who are keeping you stuck, who continue to break your heart over and over and backstab you. And you know, for some of you, you've been in a cycle for 10 years with some of these people. For some, I'm hearing 10. For some, I'm hearing 20. And it's been a lot of tough lessons. And you've been doing the healing work, but you're afraid to let them go. You're afraid of change. You are afraid of what's going to happen next. And Spirit is saying, you will always have better. When you know better and you know that you deserve better, see, you don't know your worth. Your soul is trying to teach you your worth. When you know your worth, you know what you deserve. And if people are not able to give you, if they're only still giving you their bare minimum, you're not here for it. And you know, like, oh, I don't deserve this. And you will continue to walk away. Okay, so let's get some more cards. I am accepting. I regard all altars with respect. I listen to I listen to opposing opinions. This is really powerful. Okay, and then we have seahorse. Again, so somewhat the water element is really powerful here. Seahorse equality, 14. And 14 reduces to the number 5. Honeybee, reciprocity, number 6. Wow. And then we have peace, gorilla, number 1. Okay, so look at that. We have 1, 6, 5. So let's start here. Pile 2. This is really powerful. You have a serious tug of war with your light and your dark. Okay? Your soul wants you to know that your dark will always be there. But sadness doesn't have to always exist. You may have already told yourself that you're just going to continue to have a sad life. You're going to continue to be stuck. You're going to continue to just take the bare minimum from these people and be okay with it. And it's about knowing your worth. Your soul wants you to know your worth, that you're worthy of more. You are worthy of reciprocity, reciprocal relationships, balanced relationships, relationships that give you what you are giving. There's an equal give and take here. Because again, I feel like very strongly you're generous. You may be like a hard worker. You may enjoy giving your time and your energy and material things. But you're not receiving what you're giving out. And it's because you don't know your worth. You're still telling yourself that you're worthy of very little. So when this person is showing up with a phone call or, just like a text, hey, checking in, you think that that's enough because you don't know your worth. You don't know that you're worthy of more than just that. And the reason why I keep saying phone call and text is because that keeps popping up. And so, Spirit wants you to know that, reach for the sky here. Whatever it is that you want, you can have, but you have to know you're worthy of it. I am accepting. You have to work. Your soul wants you to know you know how to receive. You know how to allow. Again, that feminine energy here. That's going back to the water element here. Water is very important. Okay, so you may have had issues with receiving love, receiving kindness, receiving, peace and joy and harmony. Start allowing these things. Give it to yourself and start allowing it, because this is about you being able to receive. You need to tell yourself you're worthy of receiving love. You are lovable. You're worthy of being loved. You're worthy of being loved the way you love others. Because I feel like you don't have an issue with loving people and giving love. I feel like, you do that well and you enjoy it, but you don't know how to receive love. That's an issue for you. And it's because you don't feel worthy of it. You don't feel worthy of, that's why you accept the snaky and this bare minimum BS from these people, because that's what you feel like you're worthy of. You only feel worthy of that little bit, those crumbs or whatever these people are serving up. I regard all altars with respect. So you have a high regard for like institutions and, sacred energies and divinity. You have a high regard for those things. You hold those things with a lot of respect. But I want to ask you this. Do people know this about you? This is, again, soul's truth. Your soul is like, do people know this about you? Do people know that you hold these things in high respect? That you have this level of respect for divinity, and if it's religion or philosophies of life and like those type of things, because that's what's deep within. I feel like it's like a thing where you hide the side from others. I also feel like you dumb yourself down for the people who you are around. Like, I feel like these people are like, they think that they're just very smart. And I'm not like bashing anyone. I don't want that to come out like I'm trying to like, bash your friend group. But I kind of get this energy that your friend group kind of thinks that they're the authority, or they're very intelligent in certain situations. And I feel like you're more intelligent than they are, but they don't give you that kind of credit. And it's because you're not giving yourself that credit, and you're not speaking with that type of confidence that you should have for your abilities. You have that ancient wisdom within, and you are able to channel that. But I feel like people don't know that. And your soul is coming through saying it's time for people to know that. And it's time for you to start to stop dimming your light or dumbing yourself down in order for these people to accept you. Because I'm definitely getting that energy like you know the most in the room, but you don't want people to feel inferior. But then how do you feel? Your soul is like, well, how does that make you feel? You have the most knowledge on some of these things, and it's not to be a know-it-all. It's just simply expressing your gifts, using your gifts and your talent. I feel like that there is like this thing you don't want to show what you know, or you're scared to show people what you could do, and you're dimming your light and shrinking yourself because you don't want other people to feel away, or you want people in your friend group to feel good about what they're doing. Everyone can feel good, including you. There's enough room for everyone. And guess what? If it's a situation where you're saying things and you're making people feel away, well, that's their problem. They have some issues within that you're just showing them. And that's not yours to take on. That's not for you to, cater to their insecurities. Your soul says stop doing that. Stop shrinking yourself and dimming your light because you're afraid of, like, maybe it's a best friend. You're afraid of, like, what your best friend will say if, the spotlight is on you. And people are looking to you for that type of information and knowledge. And they usually looked at your best friend for that. But now you're speaking on it. And now your best friend's feeling away. Well, that's not your problem. Because you're here to express yourself the way that you are supposed to, the way your soul has designed it, okay? So stop dimming your light. Stop shrinking yourself. Yeah, there's like this hiding energy. Like you're hiding who you really are. You're hiding your knowledge. You're hiding your wisdom. You're hiding, and like the man is here with the mask. It's like you're wearing a mask and you've gotten used to wearing this mask, and it's like you're okay with it. You're just like okay with it, and like, but your soul is like, that's hurting us in the process. Like you're hurting the journey. You're hurting what your gifts. You're downing your gifts. Okay, so you're gonna have to be authentic. You're gonna have to stand in your truth, and the more you speak on it, the easier it gets. Now we have here with equality. Your soul wants you to know that. Your soul wants you to know that you value equality and you value balance, and it's time for that balance and harmony. Again, some of you may be feeling very like overwhelmed with your emotions right now. You may be just feeling again like, I don't know, I'm just feeling like when your emotions kind of get the best of you, no one really knows this about you, but things can just be like a rabbit hole. It's like you feel very emotional and you're very sensitive. And people don't really know this about you. And it's okay that people don't know this about you. You can have your mystery. You can have your things that nobody really knows. But is this bringing you peace? Because your soul wants you to have peace. And your soul wants you to put the mask down. So look at that. I know. Okay, here. Look, you see this gorilla, but you see a mask. And you see the gorilla has the back to the mask. Like the mask is behind the gorilla. And the gorilla is what? Facing the light. Facing like that true north node energy, facing the destiny, the path, the illuminated path. The mask is off, the mask is behind and going toward the light. This is what your soul wants you to do. Take the mask off. You have to take the mask off with yourself first. Before you can begin, expressing that side to other people and showing people more of who you really are, what you can do, you have to take that mask off with yourself. Be vulnerable with yourself. Be authentic with yourself. And then start doing it. Start being honest about who you are. Start being truthful. This is not to say you have to just, go on social media and just start saying, yeah, I believe in this and I need to do. You don't need to like put everything on blast. If you want to do that, that's on you. But I'm saying for some of you, I feel like that's not you. That's not who you are. Just start speaking, using your voice, and do it with confidence, and reach deep down and use your power and express your ancient wisdom. And you will be accepted because you accept yourself. Okay, so let's get some more cards. What else do you need to know? How to? Okay, we have knighthood, food and hunger, spouse. That's interesting. Now I hear these dogs. Okay, we have companion, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. We have virgin, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. Poet, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Okay, so your soul wants you to know the truth of your soul. You have, again, this is really interesting here. I feel like for many of you, you have this way with words, this way with your writing. You may be a writer, you may be a poet or author, a speaker, you may motivate people. So you have a way with language and words that's very insightful. Again, you have a lot of ancient wisdom. Okay, you have a ton of it. And I feel like your soul is like, you just let these things, it's just floating within and you're not unlocking it. You're not expressing it. And so you're going to have to start expressing it, but you have to do it in a confident way. You got to take the mask off. We have this knighthood here. It could be in past lives that you were a warrior, you were, in battle and war and things like that. And so you're used to wearing a mask. You may have even had this lifetime where it's like you're used to having a mask on. You're used to being what you think people expect for you to be. Not really being yourself, but doing the things that you feel that others expect of you. What people would like, what people want to see from you. Not acting from a place of what you want and what you would like to see. So this is why it's so important for you to get to know yourself and really tap into what is the truth in your soul. Who are you really when you take that mask off? Let's go back to that picture again. Look at this. When you take the mask off, who are you? And when you take the mask off, be proud of who that person is. Okay? Be proud of it and accept that person. For some of you, again, it's like a scarcity thing here. From a past life, it could have been issues with you having, issues with like food or starving, or you didn't have enough food and, you were in poverty. So you may still be holding on to that. That may be this lifetime as well. Maybe you grew up in poverty. So there's like scarcity issues here because, again, that Five of Pentacles, that's that, physical poverty, emotional poverty. So I feel like that's something that your soul is like, this is a part of your soul, but this is not the story anymore. There's always enough. Let go of the scarcity mindset and be you. Do what you want to do. Be free. When you are free and you're walking on your path and you're facing the light, you will always be provided for. You have to trust that and let this go. Let this feeling go of you won't have enough, or you have to overbuy to make sure you have enough, or you are scared to make purchases because you don't know if you're going to have money. Things like that. You're going to have to let that go. Okay. With the spouse here, this is interesting because I feel like this is, again, talking about your connections, your relationships. Your relationships and your connections are very strong in terms of a lot of lessons are learned through your connections. Okay, so a lot of these people who are in your life, they're teaching you who you really are. They're showing you who you really are and what you are worth. Again, you finding your own worth is very important. Knowing that you're worth more. Keep what, like that saying goes, the price went up. The price goes up every single day. What you were worth yesterday, you're worth more today. And tomorrow, you're going to be worth even more than that. So you have to really get down to the nitty gritty of that. And like, what are you worth? You know, and ask yourself, when people are showing up, are they providing what you are worth? And if they're not, they need to go, or they need to be repurposed. Okay? It's just as simple as that. And some people may say that sounds harsh and callous, but it's not. It's really just like, look, this is what this is. So this is going to be like this, or it doesn't have to be that hard. It's really not harsh and callous. It's really about self-preservation and loving yourself more than what people are providing. And if they're not providing enough, then they need to go. So we also have maintaining symbolic purity. So you have a pure heart and spirit. You are meant to maintain this life journey. Your soul wants you to know that's the truth of your soul. You are pure. You are divine. You have a pure, beautiful, loving heart. I feel like many of you have like this barrier over your heart. You don't allow yourself to feel things. You don't allow love to come in. You don't allow yourself to accept love because you don't feel worthy of it. You don't feel like, you are a lovable person. I want you to stop telling yourself that you are lovable. You are lovable. You deserve love. You deserve to receive love at the way you give love. I feel like you are very generous with your love. Okay? And that shows up in many different ways, through your energy or material things. But you show love. Now you are worthy of receiving love. Allow yourself to be loved. But you have to start giving yourself that love. You are a companion. You are very loyal. You have a loyal heart. Again, you have a big heart. Okay? You have a lot of tenacity and you're not selfish. So people may have made you feel like, they may have told you, oh, you're selfish, or, oh, you're this and that. And again, I feel like a lot of you are tongue-tied. A lot of you are absorbing other people's insecurities. You are absorbing those things. You're absorbing, or it's like you may be very empathic. So you're attracting narcissists. And when a narcissist is not getting their way, they're going to make you feel less than. They're going to tell you you're selfish. They're going to tell you you're this. They're going to tell you you're that. Because again, these people are about their own agenda. I'm not saying that they don't care about you, but they're about serving whatever their needs are. So they're going to do whatever it takes to get their way. They're not going to care, about the collateral damage of it all. They don't care about hurting someone's feelings. They want their way. So you need to know that you are all of these beautiful things and that you're worth more than what these people are giving you. Okay, let's get your oracles out. This is really, really powerful. And I mean, if you feel like you want a committed relationship, or like you want a healthy relationship, a balanced relationship, you will have that. But you have to have this with yourself first. You have to love yourself and you have to know your worth. So when that comes around, you can give and receive love in an equal way and really open your heart to love and allow yourself to be loved. Okay, let's get your oracles. So we have surrender, stubbornness. Surrender your belief in scarcity. I swear I don't see these cards. I swear I don't. Wow. Surrender your desire to control people. The inner voice. Spiritual gifts. The divine physician. Okay. Then we have, what risk can I take today? What are the dominant emotions that run my life? And am I communicating my needs? Wow. Okay, so this is really powerful again. How to. So you know what? Your inner voice is really strong, whether you realize this or not. Your inner voice is constantly talking to you, but I feel like it's very like soft. It's very like, like just like a soft kind energy. And that may be something that, you know, you've struggled with, really finding your inner voice or listening to it, or what does it sound like. So this is, again, that intuition, that receptivity, that feminine energy. Start really getting in touch with that. Use nature. Go by the water. Okay, water is that feminine energy, in my opinion. So, you know, go by the water. Really let the water talk to you. Really look and gaze into the water and start paying attention and ask for help. Ask the angels, archangels, spirit guides, ancestors. Ask, say, can you please show me how to use my intuition? Can you please talk to me through my intuition and help, you know, help guide me with my inner voice, or show me what my inner voice sounds like. Right now is a time to really get in touch with that, because that's going to help guide you to the next step. Because right now your gifts and talents are being upgraded. Archangel Raziel is here. And right now, again, you have a lot of that wisdom. You have a lot of wisdom within. Your hands are powerful. Your heart chakra, your third eye is very powerful. You have beautiful gifts. It's time to start unlocking and using these gifts. Right now, pay attention to your health. You want a healthy body. Archangel Raphael is here. That, again, to me, especially with this green, that's that heart healing energy. Heal the heart. For many of you, your heart is cold and you've been blocking it because you're afraid. So that's like, for me, that's inner child work too. And really ask yourself, why are you blocking your heart? I just saw 1111. Why are you blocking your heart? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid to get hurt again? And so then you have to say to yourself, okay, so if I'm afraid of getting hurt again, where's my trust and where's my faith? And if you feel like, okay, the people in your life are going to hurt you again, then why are they there? So these are the kind of questions you're going to have to ask yourself. Okay, and then you're going to have to be honest. Am I communicating my needs? Let's see. Your needs matter. What are you needing right now that you haven't communicated? What are you afraid of? Is it possible that what you are fearing is not true? So this is, again, pointing to your attention that some of your fears are just not true. These are stories you've been telling yourself. But are you communicating your needs? First, you need to communicate your needs to yourself. What is it you need? What do you need to feel safe? What do you need to feel good? What do you need to feel worthy? Okay, start there. Then after you're able to do that, then look at your friend group and the people in your life. Are they providing those needs? Are they giving you that? Okay, there's a lot of fear here. And what are the dominant emotions that run my life? Again, going back to that image, there is an overwhelming energy of emotions here. So, and you know, that heartbreak and all of that going on. So you really need to look at these emotions and what emotions are dominating your life right now. Is it fear? Is it pleasure? Is it anger? Is it sadness? You know, loneliness? Like, really look at those things. The scarcity thing is going on, and this is what we were talking about with those other cards. You're blocking your abundance because you have this scarcity mindset, and some of it started from another lifetime. You think that you're not going to have enough. You think that you're not going to be enough. You think you're only worthy of a little bit, and that's not true. So you have to remove these blocks. Start telling yourself you are enough. Start telling yourself you are abundant. You will always have. Trust in your abundance. Surrender stubbornness. So you may have a rigid stance, or you may be feeling very stubborn about something, or you're really not yielding. You're not lovingly communicating with others. So it's time to let that go. Put the guard down. Don't be defensive. Let those defenses down and be yielding. Try to see things from a different perspective. Try to be understanding. Try to see the other side. Let go of the desire to control people. So you may be controlling people with your generosity. I don't know. Someone needs to hear that. You may be like, you give people certain things and you use that as a way to control them, to get them to do what you want them to do. And so that's manipulation. So you want to let go of those things. But it also says being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. And then we have, what risk can I take today? Let's read this. Be not mistaken, you will have to take bigger risks than you ever thought possible on this path towards your dreams. You will have to take the big, scary leap. But do not fret because your soul has wings. You are so strong. So you are going to have to take leaps of faith. You're going to have to get used to it. You cannot fear change. You cannot fear transformation. You will be called to take big, scary leaps of faith. And you're going to have to do it. And you're going to have to know you are not only protected, but your soul has wings. So that means you have like a lot more strength and inner power than you even thought you had. And you have the strength to do things. And things are not going to turn out the way you've been telling yourself. You know, you may have these things looping in your mind that if you do this and you do that, then you're going to fail. And it's not true. So I really hope that helps, Pile 2. Thank you for showing up for yourself. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Keep showing up for yourself. Please like the video, subscribe, join the capital LOVE tribe. Comment below, let me know how this resonated, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much. Okay, I hope you're well. Let's get into your reading, Pile 3. So we have the 34 here, and that number reduces to the number 7. So for me, 7 is about like ancient wisdom, spiritual knowledge, learning, teaching and learning. And then we have the tiger here and will. Okay, so for me, this is saying that, you know, you have a lot of willpower. Your soul wants you to know that you have a lot of strength, courage, bravery, willpower. I'm getting a warrior type energy. I'm getting this energy of when you get knocked down, you get back up and you do it better than you did it before. You know, I'm getting this energy of someone needs to hear get back on the horse, get your head in the game. Someone needs to hear get on path, get into this, you know, it's never too late. Time is an illusion. You will have everything you want. Just get your head back in the game. Okay. I don't know if you can see this here, but you have like this, maybe a deity or a goddess. And I mean, maybe it's supposed to be Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi. I don't know. Anyway, but she has all these arms. And I just feel like, you know, this is again showing you your layers. So showing you how multidimensional you really are, showing you how just divine you are, okay? And you are a warrior and you will succeed. It's not always going to be easy, but you are going to break the mold. You are going to break through barriers. You are going to shake it up. You are going to, you know, it's almost just like show the world your power and your strength by being yourself and trusting yourself. You know, you have a very strong level of intuition. Your instincts don't steer you wrong. And, you know, on this journey, you cannot doubt yourself. Okay? You cannot doubt yourself. When you start to doubt yourself, then that's when things start to crumble. You can't doubt yourself. Even when you tell yourself, because I am getting an indecisive energy here as well. So even when you tell yourself, no, that can't be it, always go with your first instinct. Your first instinct is always what it is. Your first instinct is always what it is. So if it's like, let's just say you meet a person and you feel like, you know, when you first meet this person, something doesn't feel right. Always follow your first instinct. Don't go back and think about, oh, well, they showed me this. I don't think that's true. Your soul is like, no, your first instinct, you're always right. Follow your first instinct, because I am getting this energy of you have a lot going on in your mind, you know, because you're very multidimensional, you're very tapped in, okay? So you'll start to doubt, you'll start to let other thoughts just kind of take over and you lose track of the bigger picture here. So keeping those things in perspective are going to be very important for this pile 3. Okay, so let's get some cards out. What does your soul want you to know? The truth of your soul. Okay, let's take these fell out. Okay, so we have 7 of Wands in reverse. So again, for me, that's saying, you know, for some of you, you are blocking your power. Eight of Cups. Okay, let's get to it. Walking away toward the light, toward the destined path. Really choosing the destined path. Okay, Queen of Pentacles here in reverse. Some of you, again, you're afraid of your power. You're afraid of really how powerful you really are. Look at this, the call. Some of you are just denying. This is like judgment here. You are denying the call. Some of you need to hear you got to wake up. Some of you need to hear it's answer the call. It's time. It's time to stop denying your power. It's time to stop blocking yourself. It's time to get your head in the game. Like, you're losing. The more you stay out of it, the more perspective you lose. Okay? Ten of Cups. Okay, in reverse. Okay, we're going to get to this. Wow. Look at a Queen of Cups. I mean, this is a lot of blocked energy here. Okay, let's get to this. And I don't want you to feel like I'm about to rip you apart. Please don't feel that way. This is for you and your highest good, okay? Look at this. Transformation. 13. This is the Death card. Whew, this is intense. This is intense, pile 3. Get your head in the game. Okay, many of you are blocking yourselves off. You're not answering the call. You're afraid to answer the call. I think many of you are like, your soul wants you to know you are so much more powerful than you know. And I feel like you are afraid of your power and your gifts. I feel like you like to use your power and your gifts when it suits you in a certain moment. You know, something may suit you to be like, I guess for some of you, I'm getting a know-it-all type energy. So you may like to tell people how it is, or tell it like it is, or step into your power when you feel like, you got to let someone have it real quick, or kind of, tell people what time it is. You step into your power and then you go back and then you shrink back. And it's like your soul wants you to know you got to stop being in this in and out. Either you're in it to win it or you're out of the game. Because you have the type of determination and ambition and energy that a lot of people are not gifted with. Your soul has that type of warrior energy that's a gift. And a lot of people don't have that gift. A lot of people give up very easily. You don't. You don't scare easily. You don't give up easily. And your soul is like, are you going to be in this game of life or are you not? Are you going to answer the call? We've been calling you. Your team is on the line. They're like, we've been calling you. You're not picking up. You keep missing our calls and you keep being on this game time. Again, this is not to rip you apart. I don't want you to feel like I am, but I got to give it to you the way I'm hearing it. Okay? And I love you. I just want you to know that I love you so much. But your team loves you so much. But your team is coming through like, they're kind of coming through hard. And honestly, I thought this was going to be like I thought by the card, this was going to be the more of the pile that was going to get it a little lighter. But your team was like, get in the game. Many of you are so gifted. Literally, I'm like not even joking you. You are the type, pile 3, anything you decide to do, you will succeed. Like, you have that kind of energy. You figure out anything. You have that kind of energy. I'm surprised the magician didn't come out. You are the magician. You are an alchemist. You can do anything. Like, there's nothing you cannot do. And I feel like you know that. But I feel like there's been some events or some people in your life that made you doubt yourself, that made you feel less than, that made you feel like, for example, if you stepped into that energy of, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, this, and that. And you shared it with someone. And someone was like, yeah, I don't think so. Like, they basically diminished you or minimized you or made you feel like, yeah, you can't obtain that goal. That's not for you. And you're holding on to those things. You're holding on to what people said. You're holding on to the doubts and the fears. And it's like you're really blocking yourself off from ultimate abundance. 10 of Cups here. This is ultimate fulfillment. And this is what's being blocked off because you are not in your full power. You haven't stepped fully into the power. You haven't answered the call. Some of you, I feel like, again, you've been in and out. You may do one thing and like you feel like you're on your path. Then you go do something else and it's just kind of like you're off your path. So it's like, again, like this in and out. Are you in this to win it? Or are you out of the game? Which one is it? And your team is like, particularly you have archangels here. Okay, so again, you are very divine, very high up in the universe. I'm hearing Archangel Michael, I'm hearing Archangel Gabriel, I'm hearing Archangel Uriel, I'm hearing Archangel Sandoval. I think I'm saying that correctly. I'm hearing Archangel Metatron. Okay, so you have the archangels here calling you. These are not just the angels. Once again, if you watch my videos, I talk about this stuff with the levels in the universe. Archangels are higher than the angels, okay? So you have archangels on your line calling you, like, wake up. It's time. I'm hearing for some of you, you've been told to do this. You've been told to do that, and you continue to not do it. You continue to let the fear, the story of this, the story of that, what are people going to think? What are people going to say? I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to fail. Your team is like, there is no failure. Get failure out of your mind. There is no failure. It does not exist. They're saying rejection doesn't exist for you. These are things that no longer exist for you. It's about you following the path. And they're saying when you really get on this path, you will not miss. Because I am getting a know-it-all energy here. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting a very Capricorn energy. I'm getting a very Capricorn, Virgo, Leo. For some of you, it could be Aries. I'm getting a very, like, I know this. And, like, I feel like you very much like to, like, certain situations, you get fired up. Because I am getting a lot of fire, too. So I feel like certain situations, you get really fired up. And you're like, you let people know. And people are like, well, damn, okay. Pile 3, yeah, you mean business. And so I feel like you have that energy within you. And again, that's the energy that people don't really have. But it's like, your stuff. So stop hiding it. Stop like shrinking yourself. Stop minimizing. Like, like people, the thing about it is that people can't, what people can't stand when they see stuff like that is because of their own insecurities. They wish they were able to be tapped in and dialed in. Like, you think I don't know that people look on my page, or not look on my page, but look at this channel and think, how does she know all of that? And like, I know. I just know. And it's like, I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not apologizing for my gifts. And I feel like that's what you have to come into. Like, your soul is like, don't apologize for your gifts. Don't apologize if you have an asshole way about you. Don't apologize if you have a know-it-all way. The thing about with people who kind of have that know-it-all way about them, a lot of times they know what they're talking about. They're really not wrong most of the time. But we can't stand it because people can be very confident when they say it, and it makes you feel insecure. But this is what you need to know, Pile 3. That's not your problem. Other people's insecurities are not your issue. Answer the call. That's not your path. That's not your journey. That's not something you need to take on. You know your stuff. Like, know. Like, you are the type, you know almost everything. You have a lot of knowledge, like a ton of it. Okay? And it's like, you're not showing this because I feel like you are caught up in what people will say and what will people think when you start to really show that side of you. But I feel like when you do show that side of yourself, you feel very invigorated. Like, you feel alive. You feel like, man, this feels good, like a rush. Because you're so powerful. You have so much power. You may have had issues too where like you're afraid of your power because of like abuse of power. Like, you may have abused power in other lifetimes, or like, you use your power for your own selfish and self-serving agendas, and power may scare you. Or you may also feel like power, especially in today's social and our societal construct, power is also associated with being on like a public platform, and that may scare you too. Because for some of you, you are meant to be on a public platform. You're meant for people to know who you are. You're meant to be seen. Because again, know. I don't want to like make you feel a way, but I keep saying know it all, but I'm saying know it all in the best, most loving way I can say it. Like, you're a know-it-all that knows it all. Like, you really do know it all. And you have that type of energy to take you to so many levels that other people will never get to. No shade, no tea. They're not meant to go there, but you are. Like, you're meant to go there, and you have that determination to take you there. And you're so gifted. You're so powerful. Okay, so let's get some more cards out. Let's get going here. What else do you need to know? I am peaceful. I invoke laughter. I care for the earth. Freedom horse 24, which reduces to number 6. Okay, and then we have dog companionship, and that's the number 41, and 41 reduces to number 5. And then we have cat intuition 37, which reduces to the number 10. This is what I was saying. Like, I feel like you're really afraid of your power, and your soul wants you to stop being afraid of it. Stop being afraid of your power. You're meant to be powerful. You're one of the most powerful people on this earth. You're a part of an elite group. And when I say elite, I don't want that to get taken into some darker territories that this doesn't need to go into. I'm saying elite, like, you know, meaning like you're using your power for your divinity, okay? This is divine power. This is about your light. This is about your divinity, but you are just naturally more powerful than a lot of people. Your soul has a lot of power. Okay, and you're here to use it for good. You're here to use it for the earth and humanity. I'm also getting this energy of, like, for some of you, you may be like a comedian, or you have that know-it-all way, but you have a way to make people laugh. Like, your intellect and the way your humor is different. For some of you, you need to use your intellect and your sarcasm for humor, because the way, you know, again, all this knowledge that you have many different ways of using it. So your soul wants you to make people laugh at the fact of, like, instead of making people insecure about what they don't know, because again, you just know. So instead of making people feel insecure about it, you can make people laugh about it, if that makes sense. This is not for everyone, but someone needs to hear that. Like, make it funny. Like, you know, like Dave Chappelle, like that. Like, look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is so intelligent. I mean, so gifted, so intelligent. The way his humor is, though, he's able to make people laugh at these, like, different concepts, but he knows so much. And it's like a humble brag, but it's definitely a brag. But it should be a brag because he knows a lot, you know? So it's kind of like that, okay? Someone needs to hear that. But you are a peaceful person. You know, some of you, again, I think that, especially I'm getting a Capricorn energy here. You know, Capricorns have that. First of all, I love Capricorns. Let me just say that. I love Capricorns. And I think that Capricorns, you know, people talk about Capricorns sometimes because Capricorns have that asshole way about them. No shade, no tea, but it's just true. You will even hear Capricorns say that. Okay, so I feel like you don't apologize for who you are, but also know that you are a very loving and peaceful person. You are very loving and peaceful, and you are harmonious, but you can still have that way about you where it's like, hey, you know, this is who I am, and I'm not apologizing. Your soul wants you to stop apologizing for who you really are. Don't try to become something that you're not. Be who you are, and don't apologize for it. And that's how you will free yourself. That's how you will realize that freedom. It's like a Capricorn Aries energy, because Aries can have that asshole way about them. I mean, shit, I'm a Scorpio. So Scorpios have that way about them too. And because Aries and Scorpio were both ruled by Mars. You know, Scorpio's ruled by Mars and Pluto. So it's like that. I'm getting like that energy of, again, because you know. Because you've got that warrior. Not only do you just have a lot of knowledge, but you have that wisdom. So it's like you know your stuff. And when you know your stuff, you're going to make people feel inferior. Because that's their own insecurities. But you're meant to do that. That's part of the plan. That's part of what you're here to do. And you cannot hide from that. You can't apologize from it. And you can't, sacrifice who you are because of that. Because that's going to do nothing but make you feel enslaved. Enslaved, and you're not meant to be enslaved. You're meant to be free. That's that Sagittarius energy. You could be a Sagittarius. You are meant to be free. Freedom is your birthright. You are meant to be out of the box. You're meant to be doing what you want to do and feeling good about it. And I feel like many of you are not answering the call because you're afraid of that. You may be even afraid of freedom. You may be afraid to feel so free, like, what is that going to feel like? But you're meant to be flying high. Look at that. You're meant to be just out there doing it, flying, floating, okay? Intuition, your soul wants you to know you have a strong level of intuition. And for many of you, you are going to do something for humanity. You're going to do things for humanity. You're going to help the earth. You're meant to help the earth. You're meant to help humanity come further along. I'm getting like a full circle energy. Like I said, you are meant to mirror back to people what they are afraid of as well. And that's not an easy job to do. Okay, that's not easy to mirror back their insecurities, but that's what you're meant to do. And that's a part of the call. You are a companion. This is what I'm saying when I was talking about you. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to change the battery and I forgot what I wanted to say. But okay, I'm also getting a Gemini energy here too. And with the Gemini energy, you may be afraid of your duality. Okay, you may be afraid of the dark. You may even be afraid of your light. Okay, I am getting that energy as well, that you have a fear about your different parts of yourself. And you're ready to be cracked open so you can transform. You're ready for this transformation. But it's about you answering the call, okay? And stop avoiding your greatness. You may be having these stories in your mind that you're not a good person, or you're not lovable, or you're not, you're not a peaceful person. And it's not true. You are very loyal. You are, the dog spirit animal here is very present as well, also with the cat and the horse. But it's also like you are a lone wolf, okay? You are meant to be, I'm not saying you're going to be lonely. I'm not saying that you're going to not have friends or healthy relationships. I'm not saying that, but you're meant to walk this path alone. You will always have people around you. But you have to know that that lone wolf energy is like that bravery. Being brave to go into places where a lot of people won't go. And trusting yourself and trusting the divine plan. And you will always have people around. But some of this is, you're going to have to do it on your own. And you're going to have to be alone. And you're going to have to be okay with that. For some of you, you may want a dog or something, or a cat, and Spirit is saying buy the animal or adopt it. That'll be helpful for you in your journey right now. Okay, so we have this cat here, and it's intuition. And so you have a strong level of intuition. Your soul wants you to know that you are more intuitive than a lot of people. Like I said again, you have more wisdom and knowledge, and your intuition is just at a place that a lot of people won't reach this life journey. And this is about you owning and accepting that, and owning that this is a part of your divinity and the divine plan, and that you are a beautiful person. I feel like you think that, because you know all of these things, that you're not a beautiful person, and maybe you're just smart and, you're not attractive or things like that. And that's not true. It's simply not true. So stop telling yourself that. Okay, so let's get some more cards out. Look at this wisdom. And again, well, this is a unicorn, but like that horse energy, again, that freedom. Native American. Authority figures. And then we have exorcist, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Liberator, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Avenger, desire to balance the scales of justice, righteous on behalf of society or oneself. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of messages here. For some of you, you have Native American ancestors here, and they're very present, okay? But even with this image here, and then Native Americans came up. So get in touch with that energy. You have, again, that tribal, that warrior energy. Get in touch with like the drum and like the instruments. Even listen to some of that music like on YouTube, okay? They have that music on YouTube. They have like meditations with using like that tribal, the drum type music. So listen to some of that stuff and let it activate. Okay, let it activate and see what you start to feel and what you start to think, because you have those light codes within you. You are a warrior. Okay, and for some of you, your ancestors are really high up and they're like, we've been calling you and you need to stop ignoring our call. For some of you, they've been telling you what to do and you've been ignoring. And it could be simple things like start this social media account, or start doing this, or even like start taking a walk at this park, or go buy that animal that you want, or just little things like that. They're trying to test you to see if you're, all of this is a part of the call. Sometimes we think that the call could be, I don't know, write the book. That's a part of the call too. But these other little things are a part of your call too, because you don't know what it's going to lead to. So it's about you trusting your intuition and trusting what they're showing you to do. If they told you that you need to buy a dog or a cat, buy the dog or the cat. Okay? If they told you that they want you to start going to yoga class, do it. If they told you that they want you to go join this gym, and you're like, oh, well, this gym is like, I don't know, I really don't want to go to a gym, but I keep hearing I need to go to this gym. Just do it. Okay, this is about you trusting the path and trusting what you're told to do. Because again, you carry a lot of wisdom, and you carry more ancient wisdom within you than a lot of people. And that's what you're going to use to help free people. You are meant to free people, but you have to free yourself first. You have to find that freedom within. Once you find that freedom within, then you will be able to help others free themselves. But you are meant to do that, and that's a huge call. And you may be afraid of that, but you are equipped and protected, and you have what it takes to do this work. You are so much more powerful than you know. Again, you have this determination and the willpower that a lot of people don't have, and you're very multidimensional. So you're meant to free people from destructive impulses. Now, you may do that through comedy. You may do that through other different kind of content. I don't know. It's going to be different. But you are meant to free people, and you're meant to show people. Again, you are a mirror. So when you come in there knowing those facts and, spitting them facts off like boom, 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 and people start feeling away, who does Pile 3 think they are? Oh, Pile 3 is a know-it-all. Yep, I am a know-it-all. And, the thing is that you are meant to mirror that, because those people have their own insecurities. They're not dialed in, they're not tapped in, and they don't trust themselves. So you're meant to help them free themselves from that, for them to find their own voice, find their own power, find their own way of tapping into their own knowledge and wisdom. It's a very important job you have for humanity, and it's beautiful. So you also have here freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. So again, you're going to have to release these thought patterns that you're this or you're that, or you don't always know what you're talking about, or you don't know this, and free yourself of that. That's not true. Those are negative thought patterns and beliefs that are simply just not true, and it's outdated. Okay, you are a liberator, you are a warrior. For some of you, you've been asked to change your hair up or something, and do that. Maybe you've been thinking about changing your hair, or cutting your hair, or changing your look. Do it. Don't get stuck in like you have to look a certain kind of way. Try some different things. Be open to trying some new things because your team wants you to try some new things to find more freedom for yourself. So maybe you want to cut your hair or do something different, do it. Okay, and you are also here to fight for social injustices and society. Okay, you're here to balance the scales. Many of you have had other lifetimes where you were, again, an authority figure. You were in a place of power. You may have abused power. You may have not have always used your power for divine intention. And this is something that you are, you're changing the narrative this lifetime. You're changing it up. You're doing things for humanity. You're doing things with divine intention. And so that's going to be, again, you are going to be balancing those scales of justice. You're going to be helping others. Some of you may be going into the criminal justice field. You may be helping people in society, the people who are marginalized and people who don't really have a voice. So you are here to do that. And that's something that you're going to use a lot of your wisdom and knowledge to do. So if you're told to start volunteering somewhere, you're told to just do certain things, just follow your intuition and do it. And know again that your first thought, your first instinct is right. You don't even need to doubt it. It's going to be right. Okay, let's get your oracles out. Surrender, denial. Surrender to non-action. Surrender, defensiveness. Spiritual support. Speak your truth. Archangel Gabriel. And I feel like I said Archangel Gabriel, I think. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Archangel Gabriel. And Peaceful Warrior. Look at that. Archangel Ariel. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Wow. To where does my soul want to travel? What excuses am I making right now? Name all the things you love. Okay. Wow, pile 3. So, right now, again, you have that warrior energy. It's coming through again. It's very strong. You are a warrior. You are here. Boots on the ground. Answer the call. You are here to help others. The more you help others, the more you will unravel your soul on a deeper level. I'm really feeling strongly that some of you, again, are like, and there's also like a great grandmother ancestor here that's also very present and helpful and really coming in to support you and guide you. But it's almost like this energy of you're afraid of your voice, or you're afraid of, again, your power. Like, I am getting this energy that you really abused power before. So you are really afraid of like having power because you're afraid of where it will go. And I'm here to tell you, stop telling yourself the story. You are here to work for the light. You are a light worker. You're here to bring the light in. Don't be afraid of your power. You are meant to have this power, but you're using it for divine intention and for good, to add value. Okay, so don't be afraid of who you really are. That's fear. That's fear keeping you trapped, and it's not true. It was also something else I wanted to tell you. Okay, maybe it'll come back. Okay. Yeah, speak your truth. So I'm hearing from this great grandmother ancestor for some of you that, there's been an issue with people in your family not having a voice or not being able to use their voice, or you are going to help give people a voice. Your voice is going to be really powerful. And that's why you get a lot of throat chakra upgrades. Yeah. Look at throat chakra. You get a lot of throat chakra upgrades because your voice is very powerful. And you're clearing that generational karma of people not having a voice in your family, or people not trusting their voice. Because it goes all these different ways. It's not only about using your voice and speaking with authenticity and love and compassion, but it's also about trusting your inner voice, trusting your intuition, trusting your instincts, okay? So that's very powerful for you as well, Pile 3. So surrender the denial. You could be a Libra. You don't have to be, but especially because of the scales and the justice part, and then now this denial. So, this is time for you to let go of being in denial about people and situations and just accept them as they are. But you do what you need to do, and you take what you see and what you know and what you've learned, and you apply that to your own journey. You can't control people, you can't control what they're doing, but you know yourself. This is why it's so important for you to know yourself. Surrender defensiveness. Remember, defensiveness is a weakness, sign of weakness. So communicate with love, communicate from a balanced, centered place of stepping into your own power. You don't have to respond to everything, but definitely hear people out and let people speak whatever it is that they want to speak, and don't feel like you always have to be right. Even though you know a lot, even though you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, you don't want to be very rigid and oh, I'm going to prove these people wrong. And, you don't want to have that type of stance. So don't be defensive. You are a warrior of peace. You are a peaceful warrior. You're on the battlefield, boots on the ground. And so you're here for peace and love. And that's part of the plan. That's part of your journey. Right now, for some of you, you do need to take a step back and take a break. Non-action. You don't need to do anything. You need to breathe out and focus on your own power. So you may need some more rest. You may need to take some time for some more healing, however that looks for you. But you are very supported. You have archangels here. That's big time. And you have spirit guides, ancestors, and ancient ancestors here as well. What excuses am I making right now? Okay, let's read this. No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. So this is again about answering that call. The time is now. It will always be wait until this, wait until that. The time is now. Trust yourself. Step into your bravery and your courage and your strength and do it. Name all the things you love. So it's time to write a list of all the things that you love. And it says, are you one of them? So in your list of all the things that you love, you should be on that list. Okay? You need to love yourself. Love your wisdom. Love your knowledge. Love your gifts. Love your body. Love who you are. Where does my soul want to travel? When we travel, we grow. We open up our little worlds to more adventure, thrills, patience, understanding, trust, and oneness. Our hearts and minds expand and our desires are satisfied. Where is your soul calling you to visit? So for some of you, it's time for you to take a trip. I am hearing that has been part of the call as well. Okay, so for some of you, you've been getting messages about take a trip to this place or book a trip. And you may be feeling fearful because for some of you, I am hearing that, you don't have someone to go with, or, that's something like traveling alone is scary for you. And so your team is like, no, you're meant to go alone. You're meant to trust the journey. You're meant to trust that even though you're going to go alone, you are going to be protected and you're going to meet some amazing people on your journey. And that's a part of trusting this journey and trusting the path, and that you don't need anyone. If you do have someone to go with, that's great. Invite that person. But if you don't, go alone and enjoy the journey and enjoy the trip, because your soul is calling you. Again, it's like that Sagittarius energy I'm feeling again. Your soul is calling for an adventure and for you to go to a place on earth that's going to help you activate more of your gifts and your power. And it's also a part of the call. Like I said, the call is not always this big thing. It could be a trip. It could be go to this park, go to the beach, take a road trip, go stop at that Starbucks down the street, stuff like that. Answer the call. So I really hope that helps, Pile 3. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. I'm proud of you for showing up. Answer the call. Keep doing the work. Keep doing what you're supposed to do. Shine your light and know that you're beautiful. Please like the video. Comment below. Let me know how this resonated. Subscribe. Join the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next reading.